Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Monday afternoon. Many on the left are absolutely losing their stuff, y'all. And it is meltdown mode. It is a true crisis. They are in crisis. I'm going to go into that a little bit more and how we deal with that. And you know, what can we do? How can we mitigate it? Also, I'm concerned about aviation right now, air travel, and I'm a little concerned that we are at risk for a large attack. I really am, or some big event. I really am concerned about that. I have a terrific passage I will share with you towards the end of this video that'll make you think a little bit. Guaranteed it will. So stay tuned for that. Some other news items really quick. I saw where, and this was yesterday, the FBI, now we know that Kash Patel is the director there, no doubt about it, and the nefarious forces, the ones who fought the hardest to keep him out are probably really scared right now, and they probably should be. But I also believe, even more important than that, I think that we have somebody in there that's going to truly go after evil, go after the bad guys, no matter where they are. And we so need it now. We so need it. Is it too late? I don't know. But it's good to know that we have quality in there at the top. And it got better yesterday when Dan Bongino was announced to be the deputy director of the FBI. Man, what a duo. I mean, I feel very good about that. We'll see what happens, right? Also, some other things, speaking of aviation, and I'll come back to it towards the end, but in Atlanta, I saw this yesterday. Spirit Airlines, now you could not pay me enough to fly on a Spirit Airline airplane. I'm sorry, but there was a big old brawl, big fight. I guess brawl is the best word for it, at the Spirit Gate in Atlanta, Hartsfield International Airport, of course, in Atlanta. I saw some video of that, and it's adults and kids and teenagers. It's despicable. I don't have any other words. That it's just awful, y'all. I mean, it was unclear what even started it, but just grown-ups fighting, men and women now. It wasn't just men. In fact, it seemed like there were more women in the melee than men. And kids were getting into it. A fine example to set for the kids. But this world is in crisis. I do believe we're in crisis as a whole. Many people are. I believe so. It's just the way people behave. It's a different time, isn't it? We must always be aware and be have an exit plan, no matter where you are, even if it's the airport, right? Also, an American Airlines plane was escorted by fighter jets. This was an American Airlines plane that took off from JFK, New York, and was headed to New Delhi, India, had to be diverted to Rome, Italy, because of a bomb threat. So Italian fighter jets, were escorting this airplane to land. Turned out to be a threat, and just a threat only. Hopefully Kash Patel and his group will get on, probably already on the case, figure out who did this. But I feel like we're vulnerable in aviation, in a lot of places actually, and I just pray that we don't see a huge attack. I really don't. I really do. I really pray that we don't see that. A Delta airline plane, this is this morning, a Delta airline plane was forced to return shortly after takeoff from Atlanta because of haze and smoke that filled the cabin. This was a Boeing 717. About 100 or so people on that plane. The American Airlines plane that was diverted to Rome yesterday had 215 people on it, including the crew. It's a lot of folks. It's a lot of souls, y'all. And it's like at least one a day as far as aviation, either disaster, crash, emergency return, you name it. It's a combination. It's almost more than one every day. And it's really something else. And what's going on? This is not normal. I don't care what anybody says. This is not normal. The left is absolutely losing it, guys. And on a certain level, I can't help but be amused. And I know, as Christian, there's something wrong with these people. But they are absolutely melting down, y'all. And I can't help it. But it's like, what in the world is wrong with these people? It's almost entertaining in a way. But after a while, it's like, there's something wrong with this person. More on that. But social media posts from just regular people posting all kinds of stuff, tears, hysterics, screaming, signs. I saw one where these folks were hanging an American flag upside down, like Nation in Distress. Oh, you mean the way we did it the last 4 years, Nation in Distress? You mean that? But they're in distress now. I overhear people in the community, even at work, saying stuff like, I can't believe what's happening. And in social media, it's a common thing. I can't believe what's happening to my country. I can't believe the threat to democracy. We've heard that a lot, haven't we? Where have you heard that before? I can't believe what's happening, and this is allowed, and this is going on, and I mourn, I weep for the country, and I can't go on, and I can't not go on, but I can't sleep, and I'm just beyond upset about this, and it just goes on and on and on. I'm just talking about regular people. I ain't got to the celebrities yet, but just regular people, y'all. You mean kind of like we were the last 4 years in a way. Now there's a difference. I'll go into that. But you mean like we were claiming that the nation was in distress, and it still is, about it, and so they're the ones that are saying that everything is terrible now. Oh, you mean like, how do they mean? I mean, they don't really give specifics usually, in most cases, or it's really vague, why they're so upset. And so I was writing down some notes, and I'm like, what's upsetting them? You mean like how we have a handle now on the border issue? The America First policies that are trying to be put in place? We're deporting violent criminals that were here illegally? You mean that's what you're upset about? You mean like the cartel? Well, like we're going after the cartels who've been allowing untold amounts of drugs coming here, killing Americans, your neighbors, your family even, maybe? Who knows? Is that what you're upset about? You can't go on about it anymore? You mean how we're taking the fight to not just the cartel, but ISIS and the terrorists? The Doge team trying to tackle and save the taxpayers, save their butt? And Americans in general. From taxes to education, the corruption, the waste, just criminal activity. Oh, you mean how we have a handle now, somewhat of a handle, or they're trying on foreign policy now, where Trump is actually meeting, and other officials of his are actually meeting with foreign counterparts. They're actually having in-person visits. What a concept, right? Whoa. How they're trying to negotiate and end and come to deals to end the war in Europe and in the Middle East. They're trying. They're making an effort. They're actually going and visiting. Oh, how we have somebody in now that in Health and Human Services that might make a difference in keeping Americans, or at least trying to encourage Americans to be more healthy and make some changes as far as our food industry and drugs, medicine, just health. That's so bad? Is that so bad? I'm confused. What's upsetting them? Why are they distressed now when they weren't a year or two ago? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, on to the celebrities. It's not just regular people that are flipping out. It's the celebrities. Joy Reid, goodbye. She's gone. She's out. The Reid out is out. She's gone. Who else? Lester Holt said that he is signing off of NBC Nightly News. Bye. What else? Whoopi Goldberg freaking out on The View. And by the way, why is The View still on? Does anybody watch that anymore? I'm just waiting on the day that it comes down that that's canceled. Or at least get rid of a couple of them. I don't know. Fire some of them. Whoopi Goldberg freaking out. James Carville, the Raging Cajun. That idiot. He used to be an advisor for Clinton, I believe. He said that Trump and company will collapse. The Trump administration will collapse within 30 days. Okay. I don't know what he's smoking down there in Louisiana, but I'd like to know. MSNBC making more changes. Katie Fang, you're out. Jonathan Capehart, you're out. And I'm going to mispronounce this name, but Ayman Moyeldin, maybe? I don't know. Out. More anchors gone. These nightly shows. That's just the beginning of it. I think there's going to be a lot more. And what happened to Whoopi Goldberg's brain? Or was she always like that? I don't know. She was an actress, wasn't she? I mean, what happened? What happened to these people? What's going on with these people? I don't understand, y'all. Is it just evil? Are they under a great delusion? How have they lost it so much? I hear people come up to me and say, Dawg, they're going to take my Social Security. I'm like, no, they're not. I don't know what else to tell you. Think for yourself. Don't let just one source tell you how to think. Do your own research. Think about it. I mentioned in my last video that we got together with some family over the weekend. One family member started talking about, and now this family member is a Trump supporter, but this family member started talking about, we weren't trying to get on that subject. And we usually are very good about not getting on the subject of politics, but this family member said, I'm getting really concerned about all the cuts, all the firings. I'm like, you want some more bread? Because I'm not going there. Not the time, not the place. And luckily nobody else said anything, and it just kind of faded out. Thank the Lord, Jesus. But, and I hear other people talking about stuff like that, I can't believe this is happening in my country. We were saying that for the last 4 years. The biggest difference is they're flipping out like they can't sleep at all and they can't go on with life. Whereas for the last 4 years, we were saying similar things as far as we can't believe this has happened to our country and it's being allowed. However, a big difference is we are preparedness. Most of us are preparedness-minded people. And our whole thing was, and it still is, because you never know what can happen, is that we are in a state of preparedness as to where even if things collapse, or if this collapses and that doesn't, or it all collapses, that we are we're preparing the best we can to mitigate it. We will survive. We will pull through. That in our faith, it will pull us through. We will survive this. That's kind of been our mantra, right? These folks are on some other level. They're on, we got to go to the streets. We got to do this. I can't. It's just more of a mental health almost thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what to tell them. I'm to the point to where I'm just avoiding it. I'm avoiding them, and I don't, there's nothing, you can't change their mind, of course, or just kind of, just trying to, I just pray for them. I don't know. I'm at the point I'm just going to pray for them. I don't know what else to do, because if they're being toxic and attacking, you want to get away from that. Have nothing to do with that, of course, and just pray for them. That's what I'm doing. They need help. They are in crisis. They truly are. I think they truly are in crisis. And I'm not sure if it's what it is. Is it a demon? Is it the devil? I don't know. I think Satan is very busy as ever. But I don't know. I'm just trying to explain it. But they are melting down, and I still maintain, as the weather gets warmer, We go into spring, summer. I have a feeling, I could be totally wrong, y'all. I have a feeling it's going to go into the streets, and it's going to get testy, and it's going to get pretty sporty out there, if you know what I mean. It's going to get sporty out there. So we need to be careful and keep preparing, all right? Always possible, in every way possible. But these people are really, and you know, and I was thinking about it earlier, and I'm like, you know, and it's one thing to have a disagreement about policies and have a healthy discussion, you know what I mean, like, and be respectful of each other. I'm cool with that. I really am. But to go in attack mode and be just this meltdown, emotional, almost like, do I need to take you somewhere kind of thing, you know? Like, I saw a video of this Joy Reid just in a meltdown emotionally. She was a mess. Like, I mean, I'm to the point to where you need to be assessed. You need to be assessed to where you might need to go somewhere and get some help, like right now, like an emergency, that kind of thing. So there's a difference, right? You see the difference. But we need to pray for these folks, seriously. And my only concern, and Ms. Dawg and I were talking about this. I meant to mention this earlier in the video, but my concern is, and maybe we'll see it, and we just got to give it time. I mean, Trump's been in office like a month, right? People are not going to have patience. They're going to start, even people who voted for him are going to be like, you know, I see it, I hear it. But the thing that I do, that is my concern, and like I said, I could just be not being patient enough. That's possible. But you know, with all the Doge findings and the waste and covering all this stuff, it's awesome. It's cool. At some point, and I think pretty soon too, I really think they need to create something or make some kind of decision to where we see a burden, some kind of burden lifted off the folks, off the American people. We really need that. I don't know if it's in the form of taxes, income tax, sales tax, property. I don't know. Something to where we feel it, you know, and it makes some kind of, that's the best way I can convey it, a lifting of the burden, to where we feel something coming off of our backs a little bit. Something. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That needs to happen fairly quick because the folks are hurting. The middle class has been fleeced for many years, and he's promising change and all this, and I think they're working on it. I really do. I truly believe that. But unless we feel some kind of relief in some way, then to the common everyday person hearing all these things, great things they're doing, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm still paying $7 for eggs and milk. I'm still walking out the store $100 with 2 bags in my hand. So what gives, man? Right? So the folks are hurting. So I hope they keep that in mind. All right. I think I said my piece on that. All right, I'm going to go to a passage. We are in... turn it right side up. We are in Galatians chapter 5. Verse 14 says, "For the whole law is fulfilled in one word, in the statement, you shall love your neighbor as yourself." Woo! That's a heavy one, isn't it? And the way I read that is, you know, we should do our best to emulate our Lord and His love for us, His forgiveness, His grace. There's judgment there too, isn't it? But there's love and there's grace and there's patience. We should do our best to do that. Like I was speaking earlier in the video about those who are losing it right now. I think we should pray for them. I know I'm praying for them. And let's do our best to be an example towards them too. Now, of course, if they're attacking you and all that, don't be a doormat. You got to be prepared. Defend yourself, of course. Get away from that. Don't have any. However, we can still pray for them. depending on the situation. The situations are different. It depends on what's going on. Also, towards the end of the chapter, he said, if we live by the Spirit, let's follow the Spirit as well. Let's not become boastful, challenging one another, envying one another. Those are challenges, aren't they, sometimes? We're human, y'all. Share your thoughts. I don't know. What do you think? Let's keep preparing. Let's be safe. Let's be careful out there. Stay close to Jesus, too. God bless y'all. I'll see you soon.